WCBI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Cash Matlock. The Mississippi Department of Health reports 247 new cases of COVID-19 with 9 new deaths. Now, there are 367 people currently hospitalized with COVID-19 within the state, and there are more than 13,000 reported cases statewide with 625 total deaths since March 11th. More than 7,600 people are presumed to have recovered from the virus. The Mississippi Coronavirus Hotline is the best way to get your questions about COVID-19 answered. You can call 877-978-6453 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. As the number of coronavirus deaths in the U.S. tops 97,000, Americans in all 50 states headed out to enjoy a very different kind of Memorial Day weekend. But images from crowded beaches and lakes worry national health experts. Tom Hansen reports from New York.
People were packed into central Missouri's Lake of the Ozarks over the weekend, despite social distancing orders. At this pool, few were wearing masks. And in Daytona Beach, Florida, police helicopter video captured more than 200 people crowded onto a beachside street where men were throwing money from a car and blocking traffic. Shortly after, there was a shooting that sent several people to the hospital.
We got slammed. Disney's closed. Universal's closed. Everything's closed. So where did everybody come? On the first warm day with 50% opening, everybody came to the beach.
It's scenes like these that concern the head of the White House Coronavirus Task Force. The CDC estimates more than a third of infected individuals are asymptomatic and contagious.
You don't know who's infected, and so we really want to be clear all the time that social distancing is absolutely critical. And if you can't social distance and you're outside, you must wear a mask.
The Trump administration has now banned travel of foreign nationals from Brazil, where there are nearly 350,000 coronavirus cases and more than 22,000 deaths. Mass graves are dug and ready to be filled in the country's largest city, Sao Paulo.
As of now, I'd say Brazil, and we'll take a look at the other countries on a country-by-country basis for sure, Margaret.
But the U.S. has the most deaths of any country by far. The number is expected to hit 100,000 in the coming days. The front page of today's New York Times listed 1,000 names drawn from obituaries around the country. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New York.
Another warm and muggy day out there for your Sunday afternoon. Highs mostly in the mid to upper 80s, close to 90 in some spots. A lot drier, though, compared to where we were yesterday. Not much going on the radar. We'd have one shower down there near Sugar Lock in the southwestern portion of Noxubee County coming into Winston County. Generally, though, most of us are dry, and we're going to stay that way overnight tonight. Partly cloudy skies continuing. Lows right in the mid and upper 60s tonight. And if you've got anything planned for tomorrow, Memorial Day, a lot of folks have the day off if you're planning a backyard barbecue or a trip to the pool. Weather generally looking okay. We're looking at highs in the mid to upper 80s. We will have the chance for some pop-up afternoon showers and storms. So keep that in mind. Don't cancel your plans, but just keep an eye on the weather and be prepared to head inside for a few minutes if a storm finds your location. I've got your full forecast coming up in just a bit. Cash.
All right, thank you, Trevor. Well, 3 inmates are back behind bars tonight after escaping from the Tuscaloosa County Jail. Sheriff Ron Abernathy says Seth Schuler-Williams and Cameron Keith Newell were arrested by U.S. Marshals in Fultondale on Saturday. The third escapee, Richard Brandon Lancaster, was caught today in Northport. A K-9 unit helped deputies locate Lancaster under a mobile home in the Vintage Lane community. Abernathy says the 3 inmates escaped earlier this week through an air vent in the ceiling of the jail. The search for 45-year-old Michael Jones of Columbus is over. Bessemer, Alabama police said Jones's body was found Friday evening inside an abandoned Bessemer house. Jones had been shot to death. Jones disappeared Wednesday morning after leaving his job at Serverstall. Early investigation shows Jones may have driven to Alabama to buy an iPhone. Police tracked his current phone to the neighborhood where they found his abandoned truck and then discovered his body. Hamilton Water Association issues a boil water notice for residents and businesses along Lackey Road and New Prospect Road. The notice comes after repairing a leak in the main line. The notice will go until further notice. Of course, everyone is advised to boil their water for 1 minute before cooking or drinking. Well, Memorial Day is tomorrow, and with lakes back open to the public, that means boating season is underway. WCBI's Tyler Hull was on the water with conservation officers who tell us how to stay safe.
I'm out here today on the 10-ton waterway with 2 conservation officers, and they're going to show you exactly how to keep your Memorial Day weekend safe on the lake. Many people on Sunday were out at Lake Columbus, some enjoying the sun, some fishing, and some just having fun. But for conservation officers, they are out here making sure that people are complying with the rules.
Some of the most common incidents that we see out here are people not having enough life jackets for people. That's number one with us. We enforce that pretty heavy, where we try to encourage people. It's a state law that every person in a boat has to have a life jacket. Children 12 years of age and younger have to have one on while the boat is underway.
Conservation officer Marsha McCraw goes through some of the problems they run into while making sure everybody stays safe while also having fun. Along with checking for life jackets, the officers will also perform routine checks to make sure that boaters have the right amount of life jackets, throwables, a fire extinguisher, and their boating license. McCraw says they also run into issues pertaining to intoxication as well.
Some of the incidents that we see, the more common type, are alcohol related. There's no tolerance on the water for drinking on public water, so we enforce that with boating under influence charges.
Officers will also perform sobriety tests to make sure that if you have been drinking, that you are not a danger to yourself or others. McCraw also says that they offer a course on boating safety as well.
So one thing we do is teach boaters education classes. We teach them in person and online, and that certifies a person to drive a boat, to operate a vessel on public water. And those classes are offered, free in person. And again, they're on our website.
Tyler Hull, WCBI News.
For more information on how to get certified, visit our website, WCBI.com. Well, the Magnolia Motor Speedway reopened for business this weekend for the first time since March 14th. Spectators were able to come out and watch the Sportsman World Championship in action throughout Memorial Day weekend. The three-day event started Friday and went through tonight, Sunday evening, with 60 drivers competing Saturday, hoping for the chance to make it to Sunday night. The fans took advantage of the opportunity to get out of the house, saying that it's nice to finally be back in the stands.
Oh, we were. In fact, the other night I was standing outside that fence over there watching the race from outside the fence. But yeah, just hopefully they get everything going so we can watch this Lucas race that's coming up in June.
It sucked. It really has. But, everything's picking back up, and that's what went on, and times are changing, so it's going to be good. Everything will get back to normal.
Well, drive-bys and parades are the new way to celebrate during this time of social distancing, and a local sorority chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha held one for an honorary member who is currently receiving cancer treatment. Our Savannah Gato joins us live in the studio with more. Savannah?
Cash, this drive-by was truly so special and thoughtful. I was in a sorority, and today showed how strong a sisterhood can be.
So we have a member who received a cancer diagnosis, and she underwent her first round of treatment, and unfortunately the tumor that was reduced came back, and they also found another tumor.
Sorority members of the new Epsilon Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha held a drive-by parade for their very own Yolanda Jones. Jones was diagnosed with brain cancer and has been undergoing chemotherapy.
We just wanted to show her some love and support, that we're here for her no matter the situation during these times. We know we have to be separated from each other. We can't go visit.
And in the times that we are living in today, we have to be extra cautious.
And so even though there's social distancing, we're able to still, we drive by her house and just wave and say, hey, again, we love you, we support you, and we're wishing you a speedy recovery and hoping that you get well soon.
No matter what, the bond between these sorority sisters is as close as it's ever been.
The bonds of sisterhood are strong. Just knowing that you can pick up the telephone and call someone in your time of need, and not even when you're in your time of need, just the idea that there's someone who's there, who supports you, who is thinking about you just like you're thinking about them. It's just like your family member, but it's not your blood family member, but your sister by choice.
Yolanda has a special thank you for those who were able to drive by.
And for my sisters to do this to me today, oh my goodness gracious. I'm just so thankful. I'm so grateful.
Jones will be continuing her chemotherapy treatment to get rid of the tumors.
Pop-up showers are a common occurrence during summertime. Trevor explains more in a brand new WeatherWise after the break.
10 p.m. with Cash Matlock.
Welcome back, everyone. Summer is right around the corner, and that means we'll see more of those afternoon pop-up thunder showers. But why do these storms happen in the summer, and what makes them different from other storms? Meteorologist Trevor Burchett explains in this week's WeatherWise.
Summer in Mississippi means hot and humid weather and an almost daily chance for afternoon storms. These summertime storms are also known as pulse storms because of their short duration, usually only lasting less than an hour. Now, in the summer months, there isn't much going on around here in terms of weather. We don't see any robust low pressure systems or cold fronts, so winds are usually calm not only at the surface but all the way through the atmosphere. This, combined with the warm air rising from the surface, allows those familiar puffy cumulonimbus clouds to bubble up. Eventually, the cloud becomes too heavy to support itself and rain begins to fall down. This is known as the downdraft stage, where the storm is essentially beginning to collapse on itself. It can't support its own weight. When this occurs, a brief period of heavy rain, gusty winds, and even small hail occurs over a very small area. While these storms usually aren't severe, they can drop temperatures up to 15 degrees if they occur in your location. So next time you have to head inside from the backyard pool due to a summertime thunderstorm, you know the meteorology behind it. If you have a question about the weather, remember to send it in to us. We would love to answer it for you. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, and at our email address, weather@wcbi.com. For now, I'm meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
WeatherWise is brought to you by Four County Electric Power Association. AccuWeather Forecast with meteorologist Trevor Burchett.
Well, as Arthur would say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. It was a really nice day out there. Just a few isolated pop-up showers and storms in West Alabama. Unfortunately, though, as we get into this week, we're going to have to talk about more chances for showers and storms, possibly as much as a 50-50 chance to see some of those storms as we get toward the middle of the week. Same story with the cloud cover. Some days are going to be more cloudy than others. Some days will feature a little bit more in the way of sunshine. But either way, the warm and muggy air is going to stick around. Good news is right now on radar, not a whole lot going on. We've got a few isolated showers there in Pickens County. Also one down into Winston and Noxubee counties. The heaviest stuff is over in the Mississippi Delta, moving off to the north, well away from our area. We do have a cold front set up right through the Plain States, and that low pressure there is hoping to churn up a lot of Gulf moisture. And that is part of the reason we've got those hefty showers and thunderstorms rolling in Texas right now. Also part of the reason we've had some showers and storms for the last couple of days here. And as slow as that front is moving, we're going to be stuck in this pattern here for the foreseeable future. More of a summertime pattern with those pop-up showers and storms continuing. Right now outside in Louisville, no rain officially falling downtown. A pretty nice night there from the Alpha Insurance Camera Network. Temperatures, though, still fairly muggy. We're 73 in Starkville, 72 right now in Oxford, still 79 in West Point, 73 here in Lowndes County at the Air Force Base. But again, that humidity helping things to feel a lot muggier if you're stepping out the door. Temperatures tonight going to fall down into those low and mid 60s for a lot of us. Some folks getting into the upper 60s, 67 in Columbus, 69 in Macon. Again, just a few high clouds passing around. I think most of us will see some starry sky here, at least as we get closer to midnight. Maybe more clouds building in by tomorrow morning. But as you start off Memorial Day, I really think a lot of us are going to start out on a fairly sunny note. Just the chance for an isolated shower in the morning. Better chances for some rain and storms are going to come in on the afternoon hours of Monday, say 1 o'clock through 4 or 5. That's where we're going to see some of those pop-up storms start to fire up. Either way, though, temperatures are going to be fairly warm, even hot, close to 90 degrees by the afternoon. So some isolated downpours might be helpful to help cool down the backyard barbecue or if you're headed out to the pool. I'll show you on Futurecast again, starting off waking up at 9 a.m. Most of us are going to be sunny, but watch how quickly those clouds filter in here. Notice by lunchtime, though, a lot of us are still dry. Look at this. As we get into 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, those showers and storms really pop up. I really think this model is overdoing it just a little bit, though. I don't think everybody's going to see rain tomorrow, but we're going to call it about a 40% chance to see some afternoon storms. And that's going to continue into the afternoon and through the evening hours closer to sunset. You still see some of those showers and storms popping up around those there. So again, not everybody going to see rain, But just be advised, keep an eye on the weather. You might have to head inside for a few minutes if one of those storms finds your location. Rain chances really ramp up, though, through the middle of the week. Again, about a 50-50 shot Tuesday into the weekend. I think we start to dry out, though, just a little bit as we get to the weekend. Tomorrow, though, again, don't cancel those outdoor plans. Just keep an eye on the weather. You might see some showers and storms out there. High of about 88. Just a little bit cooler through the middle of the week. Highs in the mid-80s with more widespread chances for showers and storms. Cash next weekend. We're going to keep an eye on it, but it looks like that system might finally try to get out of here by Sunday. Temperatures warming back up to near 90 by next Sunday.
Trevor, I just want to point out something. All your little graphics on during the week, you know, it's rainy, rainy, and then it clears up beautifully on my birthday on Sunday.
I made that call just for you. I called Mother Nature. I said, we cannot have rain on Cash's birthday.
You must have done that. I don't know. I really appreciate that, Trevor.
Hopefully it pans out.
All right. Thank you, Trevor. Well, one man is using his adversity to inspire others. Catch that story coming up next in sports.
WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb.
People deal with adversity in different ways. Some might choose to ignore it, whereas others might choose to face it head on. Race car driver Charlie Ray Howell uses his adversity to inspire others and cross the finish line. Take a listen.
I'm just like everybody else here racing. I don't want to be treated no different.
However, avid dirt track racer Charlie Ray Howell's driving experience is different from the others. He was born with osteogenesis imperfecta, a genetic bone disorder, and on March 12, 2010, suffered a spinal cord injury in a car accident, leaving him paralyzed below the knees.
I never did actually get depressed on anything, but it was more of having to, what do I need to do myself to learn to get back to myself? So I did a lot of, I don't want nobody to do nothing for me. Let me learn it the hard way. Let me do myself.
It took 2 years for Howell to get back in a car and on a track after learning to drive with only his hands. However, he never planned to give up. Racing is what Howell does because, as he would say, he's brittle, not broken, and wants to race for those who can't.
Don't get me wrong, they can, but it goes back to the physically and the mentally. It's for them, you know. It's for people that, I want those that say they can't to say they can.
For Howell, pursuing his racetrack dreams isn't about finishing in first place. It's about being able to do what he loves.
I'm a winner already. It's not the fact of me winning every race. It's not the fact of me winning a race. It'll be the fact of I'm already a winner doing something I love doing.
That's it for sports. We'll have more for you when we come back. Stay with us.
Welcome back, everyone. Cleaning products are in short supply these days. Today on Mom to Mom, we've got an easy recipe to help you sanitize your home, and you probably already have all of the ingredients. Take a look.
Today on Mom to Mom, we're going to show you how to get rid of those pesky stains. My son, who's potty training, has absolutely destroyed his mattress and his pillow, so I was desperately trying to find something to take care of the smell and the stain. Well, I came across this wonderful formula, decided to give it a try, and it is the best thing ever. This solution is made up of products that you probably already have in your house, and it's fairly inexpensive. You're going to take 1 cup of hydrogen peroxide, then you're going to need about 3 tablespoons of baking soda, and then just 2 drops of any kind of dish liquid. Mix it all together in this spray bottle, and then you're ready to get cleaning. So you're going to take the solution that you just made, spray it on the stain, make sure you get it good and wet, let it sit for a few hours, come back. If you need to wipe it off a little bit, you can, or you can even vacuum up the residue that's left from the baking soda, but your stain will be taken care of and all gone. This is a much better option as opposed to those harmful chemicals. We don't even know what's in those. As always, moms, we'd love to hear your great tips up on our Facebook page, and we'll see you on the next Mom to Mom.
Memorial Day looking pretty decent. Just a few afternoon pop-up storms with highs in the upper 80s.
Gotcha. And real quick, we want to say happy birthday to our general manager, Derek Rogers, right there. I hope you had a good birthday weekend. And thank you guys for watching tonight from all of us here at WCBI News. We hope you have a safe Memorial Day.